Today I'm gonna show you the exhaust system, or actually exhaust systems, and the options we have for them. This is the one I have to make today. Well, today I have to make 3 of them. So this is how it looks like on the Mr2. This is the tailpipe. It finishes down. It finishes kind of down, facing kind of back. This is a jig. Don't pay attention. It finishes there. Uses 2 hangers. Uses the original one on the left and uses the central one on the bumper. And this is enough because this exhaust system is substantially smaller and lighter than the standard one. And some people are saying, "Oh, why? How come a turbo engine only weighs? There's only 5 kilograms difference between this whole setup and the standard 1ZZ." Partially because 1ZZ, actually no, there was more of a difference. That's just on the engine. So overall weight is actually even better because this exhaust system is very light, very small, and if you know, your standard 1ZZ exhaust system is huge. You know, it goes all around it like snakes. You got a lot of catalytic converters and massive silencers, etc., etc. This replaces everything and is much more efficient. It's 3-inch. It's all made in 316 stainless, so everything stays this way. These are the welds you get, so everything is top notch. Never gonna rust. It's gonna take some colors. The colors I'm talking about are these. When you see from the welding, purple, blue, and red, and all the stuff when it gets heated up. But that's how it's gonna stay. You're never gonna see any surface rust like on the commonly used 304 exhaust systems. So the only 304 material is used on the silencers because this is how they are produced. I don't produce them, we buy them, and they don't make them in 316. However, they don't receive as much heat as much as the pipes, so they don't go through the heat cycles. They're not exposed to rust. If this was made in 304, because there is more heat into it, it will have a surface rust pretty badly. Anyways, that's the material. This is the shape. Now we have a slightly modified version, which is splits in 2, as you can see here. Everything matches perfectly, as you can see. And there's 2 reasons for that. First is it's easier to assemble in the car because you have obviously just the downpipe and the rest of the exhaust. Also, when we do a package for them, you can obviously pack them in a much smaller container, to say this, in a much smaller box. Now, when we send the exhaust to UK, this don't matter too much. Let me remove this for a second. This don't matter too much because you can see as big as the exhaust is, as big the baggage will have to be. And the difference in prices for the packages are actually ridiculously big between the 2 versions. So this way we can package it in a small container with a smaller box, and we can save quite a lot of money for your shipping because you're paying for the shipping. You know, it's our best interest. Your interest is my interest. Pretty simple. This is how the business works. Especially for customers in America, New Zealand, Australia, because we surprisingly send probably over half of our products to America. So shipping is quite a big, is a substantial sum when it comes to everything. So if we can save some money, we save some money. Plus again, that is a secondary advantage. The primary is the fitment. Is obviously missing the lambda sensor here still, and now we're going to talk about the second option. This is full 3-inch, yeah? The second option, I have to bring give me a sec, bumper back on. This is from my Frog. You see there is a hole notched, very ugly, in a very ugly way. This is just for the mock-up purposes. For the exhaust exit, and it exits out of the bumper in this way here. I have exactly the same system on my Frog with the VR5 turbo. This is VR6 turbo. Doesn't matter, the exhaust, as you can see, is exactly the same. So the silencer for all these engines are in exactly the same price. It's 3-inch because 3-inch is not restrictive unless you go in way over 500 brakes. People run over 600 brakes with 3-inch. After 600, I will go slightly bigger, but again, restrictions are there to be discussed. It's up to you. Can we make 4-inch? Absolutely we can. However, the second option what I want to discuss is this one here. Now this particular one, as you can see, goes from 3-inch to 4-inch. Would that be an option? I don't know. I'm still working on it. For now, I'm thinking we're gonna offer just the 3-inch, or maybe the toe expanding in 4-inch. Surprisingly, it changes the note. I was worried that will be too crispy, but it's actually not. It gives a quite deep note. The end tail expanding in 4-inch. So maybe we can do it. That option here. I don't know. Let me know what would you prefer. If 3-inch all the way down, obviously exiting here, or 4-inch like that, because it's quite a lot of difference between 3-inch pipe and 4-inch pipe. I'll show you the difference. This is 3-inch and that is 4-inch. So you can see it quite, I can actually see it from here. Bollocks. Anyways, 3-inch to 4-inch is quite a lot of a difference. Let me know, because I'm still working on it, because the one that goes out with the bumper, it will have to use a different hanger, because obviously the hanger that is on the bottom here, we won't be able to use it. Maybe yes, but probably gonna use something on the top. Again, I'm still working on it. So these are the two options off the shelf. Now, there is something else to discuss, and it's quite important regarding the exhaust systems. The material, the quality of the welds is all TIG welded, there's no MIG welded using. If these are for everything we're making off the shelf is for the BAM setup, or 225 brakes, or more specifically KO4 turbo. The exhaust system, as you can see, the flange is 3-bolt, bolts straight to that turbo. Everything matches, everything is perfectly there. However, a lot of people upgrading this turbo system to something bigger, because obviously you probably want more power. Probably. A lot of people want more power. A lot of people are okay with 260 to 80 out of the standard blocks. But if you have a different turbo setup, for example, we're using this engine, we have a different exhaust manifold, mated to a different turbo. Obviously the tape up, now we don't have a 3-hose flange, we have a V-band, and we have that V-band in a different place than this one is, because again, exhaust manifold is different, turbo is different, so it sits in a different place, and that turbo roughly sits here. So that 3-inch sits here roughly. It means that this pipe clearly would not fit. However, this is a service that I've been offering since the beginning, and I continue to offer that. If you still want off-the-shelf exhaust, and you have a different turbo setup, if you can, send me your exhaust manifold, your turbo, and if it's possible, well, it is possible, I will match this downpipe to your turbo specifically. Not a problem. We already did this many times. Clearly, when the compressor housing, which is here, the output, is different, like here for example, you see, this one here we can't even rotate it because this is internally gated, and there is no way to rotate the compressor without major modifications, which we don't want to do it. The pipe that goes from the compressor, in this case is this one, it will not obviously match the charge cooler, which is here. We're not talking about the charge cooler for now, but just to let you know, that will have to be custom made as well. Again, not a problem. With the charge cooler pipe, that will have to be extra, because I will have to build a custom one. With the exhaust, majority of the times, the modifications to the standard exhaust, the off-the-shelf exhaust downpipe, is not big. So usually I don't charge extra money or much more extra money. If there is a major modification to do and adding materials, then yes, I do charge a little bit more, but it's not much. Usually we're talking about anything between 50 and 100 pounds top. I had to make once the exhaust, it was just completely different. The turbo setup was nice, tubular manifold. It was one, I can't remember, 1 or 2 external wastegates. We've done the pipes for the wastegate as well. That was much more extra because again everything was pretty much custom made, but that's a different case. Can we do full custom exhaust to your specifications? I think I'm gonna keep that as an option. I'm still thinking about it, but so far we offer it, and then if we stop offering that, then obviously we'll let you know, but so far we can do it, no problems. So I think that explains the exhaust system. There's not much to say about it too much. The angle of the silencer, so we're trying to get as big silencer as this is possible. We could squeeze something longer. I think this is a good setup. This is big enough. It clears, you can see I have this piece of wood here which is gauging the space between the silencer itself and the anti-roll bar. We have a space for the thicker anti-roll bar because usually people put white line or thicker ones, no problems there. It still clears the bumper from this side. It squeezes quite nicely in there. As you can see, if you want a bigger silencer, we can go up to here. So we can increase the length of this silencer up to 4 inches. Because people were saying about the truck noises. Well, we have a customer with our system, they're doing truck days, and so far they had no problems with it. However, that may changes between customers, may changes between the trucks and the country using it, or simply because you want the comfort of having the quieter exhaust. Again, that's an option. Probably doesn't cost any much money because on the silencers, to be honest, it could be about 10, 15, 20 pounds difference on the length of the silencers. I'm okay to cover that cost, no problem. So we're probably not going to charge you anymore. And because I have a jig now, so the shape and the form of the exhaust system is going to be exactly the same, just obviously the silencer longer to here, and the tailpipe is still going to finish down there, which is just on the angle under the bumper. So I think that's it. The lambda sensor is not here yet because this is on the production still. Is here, is in exactly this, well, in the perfect length from the turbo. This is what you want, is here. And that's it. Not much to say about it. Quite simple, I would say. Yeah, a few production ones. This is the mock-up one. This is the one we run to test the wiring systems. Oh, you can see the lambda. In this case, the lambda here is put in this way. I can't remember why I've done it. It was a long time ago, but we had a reason for that. It's not important on this engine because, again, just a mock-up. There you go. So I think that's clear enough. Tomorrow we should be covering the intake systems, the cold air intake system, and the options. See you soon.